Now, before we dive into each category of crypto assets, I want to show you the entire crypto universe at a glance. And a lot of beginners, they see a sea of logos and think everything is the same. It's not. Every token sits in a different part of the ecosystem. And on the left-hand side, what you have right here is the core assets. Bitcoin, Ethereum, the base blockchains, the scaling layers, and the stablecoins. These are the foundation, the infrastructure, the blue chips. And then in the middle, you have the functional tokens. These are the coins that run the entire decentralized finance, infrastructure, exchanges, and payment systems. These are the working tokens behind the scenes. And then on the right side, you got speculative assets, right? These are the gaming tokens, the AI tokens, the privacy coins, and of course the stupid meme coins. These can pump incredibly fast, but they can also disappear from the face of Earth. And once you really understand this map, the market starts looking random. You start to recognize patterns. You stop gambling and you start allocating with purpose. Now, if you have no idea what the hell I just said, don't worry. Let's break each section down in simple English so it clicks for you. The first thing is the called crypto assets. When people come into crypto, they immediately jump into random coins. And that is how beginners get wrecked. If you want to start here. This is pretty much the foundation layers of the entire crypto ecosystem. So first of all, we got Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? These are the blue chip assets. Think of Bitcoin as digital gold. It's pretty much like a store of value. And then think of Ethereum like a global computer. It's pretty much the foundation where apps are built on. And then you have layer 1 blockchain like Solana and Avalanche. These are like competing operating systems, just like iOS versus Android. Next, we have layer 2s, which is Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, and Polygon. Now, imagine the main highway, which is Ethereum, is getting crowded. Layer 2s are essentially like the fast express lanes that is built on top to handle more traffic cheaply. And of course, we got the stablecoins, which is USDT, USDC. These are pretty much digital dollars you can use to trade and store value without any volatility. These are pegged against the US dollar. But once again, remember, stable doesn't mean zero risk. This category that you can see over here, these are the backbone of crypto. And if you don't understand any of this, you shouldn't even be thinking about trading meme coins. Now that we have covered the foundations, let's talk about the function-driven categories, the functional assets, the tokens that actually power real systems. Firstly, we got the DeFi tokens. DeFi basically means decentralized finance, okay? So DeFi tokens like Uniswap and Aave, they are pretty much tokens that lets you trade, lend, and borrow without needing a bank or a broker. It's basically Wall Street rebuilt on code. And then we got the infrastructure tokens, which are like the plumbing. Chainlink gives the price data to the blockchain. So think of it like internet cables and data feeds behind the scenes. And then Cosmos and Polkadot help blockchains talk to each other, while Filecoin stores data, and all of this stuff is like not really sexy, but it's essential for like the entire system to work. And then you got the exchange tokens, like the Binance Coin thing. These are basically loyalty points with power-ups. Hold the token, you will get lower trading fees, and you will access certain features. And it's quite similar to airline miles, but for trading platforms. And then last but not least, you got the payment networks like XRP and XLM. Their job isn't to make you rich overnight. Their job is to move money fast and frictionless. So these are essentially like the modern versions of Swift transfer and Visa rails. So once again, this entire category exists to run the crypto economy, not just speculate on it. Alright, now we move into the wild west of crypto. These categories attract the most attention on social media. And realistically, this is also where most beginners lose their money. Gaming and metaverse tokens. These are the tokens that bring digital economies to life. Cool vision, but most of these rise and fall with hype cycles. And then you got the AI tokens. This exploded because AI is currently hot right now. It's like the trending topic, right? So for AI tokens, some will survive, some will die, because it's heavily narrative driven and it's not proven long-term economics yet. And then we got privacy coins like Monero, which exists for one purpose: financial privacy. It's a useful piece of technology, but they attract regulatory eyes. And then last but not least, we got the meme coins. And let's be real, meme coins, it's pretty much the internet cultural casino. They move on memes, viral energy, social momentum TikToks, not on fundamentals. Can you make money with them? Yes. You can make a lot of money very, very fast. Can you lose everything? Also yes. Faster. So the rule here is simple. You want to build your foundation with serious assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and like what we have just shared in the first category. And you only want to speculate on what you're willing to lose. You know, like 10% of your capital, put it into these crypto assets and hope that they can 100x in next year, right? Hope that Shiba Inu can go from 1 cent to like $10 or some BS like this, okay? But only speculate with the money you can afford to lose. If you need that money for rent, you need the money to put food on the table, do not speculate with that money, please.